Hi everyone, this is Nalini teacher. I'm a psychologist and a life skill trainer. I have been in this training industry from the past 3 years, and I am with inSAKE Academy from the past 1 year, and I'll be helping the students, guiding them and mentoring them in their personality development related things, and also their soft skills related support. Today in this session, we are going to discuss about the soft skills that are essential, that are necessary, that will be helpful for students to excel in their own academics and also in the careers that they are going to choose in the future. So soft skills that are basically essential for students, that is what we are going to discuss, because we have a wide and huge variety of soft skills changing from age to age, and also from a field to field, industry to industry. Soft skills for one industry become the hard skills for other, and vice versa. Let us see, as a student, what can one develop or enhance, concentrate about to make themselves have a special identity, proper eligibility, capability, and also that will help them to be chosen as one among a group of people in any given scenario. So let me start the session for today. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
What are basically soft skills to discuss? Before that, let me all ask you that what is success to you? What according to you is success? Do you have any particular definition of it? You can please tell me what is your definition of success through the chat box. If someone is wishing to do, then please do it. Please let me know what is your definition of success in the chat box. If we know what is success, if we have a proper definition of success, if we know that this is what we can call as success, then what we know, how much do we know about success? Like, do we have a recipe of it? If you know the recipe of success, do you know what are the ingredients? What all things have to go? Do you have a successful, tasty, good recipe of success? Then are you sure about the ingredients of it? Now, if you say, if you're a math student, you would like to have all the calculations and formula, do you have any particular formula, a success formula, success mantra for success? Then tell me what are the components that are needed. How does it work? What is the calculation? Or if you think success is a goal, then what is the route map? How to reach that success? Do you have any calculation about the milestones that you can choose, you can see, you can count on, that you can just know that how far is your success from you? Or if success is some theory part, then who is the author? Who has written? Is there any hypothesis? Someone has written about success, that this is the way, come on, go, we'll get the success. Even if someone has written, is there a sure thing that it will happen? Or tell me what is the success rate of the theory of that success? We can never determine like that this is what success means. Success for me is different from success for other person. So what do I feel? When do I feel in a particular point of time in my life that yes, here I feel now that I am successful? Maybe that doesn't satisfy you when it happens the same for yourself, because success is always defined personally. It is something different perspective for each and everyone. But one thing we can say, that whatever the things, as if you say, even if you look it as a recipe, then that recipe will include definitely the ingredients of soft skills. If you think success, if you can define success as a formula, you can give a formula, then in that formula, the components will definitely, one of the components will definitely be soft skills. If you think that success is a journey, then acquiring each and every skill that is essential for that role will be definitely one milestone. And if you can see success as some theory, as a guide, then it will definitely give you the directions, or it will help you to get into the right direction, to be focused, to be polarized towards the goal if soft skills are added to their hard skills. So soft skills is something, an education beyond academic knowledge. So this is a wide statement. Soft skills are the skills that are to be acquired by students beyond their academic knowledge. This also sounds and says the fact that academic knowledge is the basic foundation thing that has to happen. But see, we don't start living on just a foundation. If you want to start living in a house, foundation is not enough. Foundation should be strong. Without foundation, there is no house. However, we don't just stand and start living on the foundation itself. Along with the foundation, there needs to be other things to give it a proper shape of a house. That is how these soft skills will give all the needed things that can stand erect and stand strong, that can accommodate our success and also our journey. If you have to go with the definition of soft skills are generally the cluster of personality traits. They are the social skills and also the linguistic skills, habitual things, behavioral things. How do we behave with others? Our friendliness, our openness, our relationship skills. These are all social skills, and these do vary from one person to the other person. They complement the hard skills. They add beauty to the hard skills. They add presentation. Soft skills add presentation to the hard skills. Soft skills add completeness to the hard skills. Soft skills get inculcated for us from our own childhood. And also we can continue that through self-training. Because soft skills, we know whether, see, when children play in their childhood, like someone comes up with a new idea, let us play like this. Every day we are playing only this game. Come on, let us play today something other. So isn't it a creative thing? Now someone directs how to play the other game. Generally, we see children exchange different games, the knowledge of different games with each other. So they say that this is the game. They try to explain. They tell what excites, what are the good things in that game. The other listens, learns, and again practices. Isn't this beautiful communication and leadership skills that someone is trying to explain the other people and try to involve others? So inclusiveness, there is a lot of inclusiveness. There is teamwork. There is a leadership. There's communication. So soft skills, it's not like this is the point where everyone has to start and learn soft skills. No, naturally we acquire some soft skills. We do get it as a part of our rear up, our growing up process, at based upon what we are choosing, our path of life, our path, career path, and later our personality also develops. So we also start observing ourselves that in my personality trait, this is what I am good at, this is what I am not so good at, this is something I have to work on. So when we start realizing, when we start analyzing ourselves, then we will understand that what is that additional soft skill that we have to take up and learn to compensate this part, and we can overcome our weaknesses. There is a wonderful, interesting survey that has done by Harvard University, and they gave this result. And what was the survey about? The survey was about on an average, how many employees are losing their jobs. On an average, how many people are losing their jobs in the country? It was a survey done. And they have also collected the data along with that. What is the reason that they were asked to resign, or they were terminated from their services? So the managers have also given the reason for terminating their services. And the reason, after observing the reasons, it is found that nearly 20% of employees lost their job because of not having proper hard skills, whereas the reason for 80% of the people losing their jobs is lack of soft skills. So this is really a shocking thing, and it's also an eye opener to say it's an eye opener, because Generally, when you don't know the work, when you can't do the work properly, we generally think that when I don't know the work, how to do, then I may not continue my job. I may not be encouraged by my team or my company. Whereas if I don't know how, if I know my work properly, I rest all things, because they will anyway bear me, or they will anyway put me in the services, because I am good at my own core subject. But as a myth buster, it is found that managers are tending towards taking people who are not so great in their technical things, but at having a good team capabilities, understanding capabilities, other soft skill related capabilities, because they know that once they hire them, they can train them in the hard skills. They know that they can give the technical training. It is easy to give a technical training rather than to take people who are very good at technical aspects but not good in other aspects. It is difficult for them to train them or to make them understand different skills that are compulsory, needed, or demanded by their job. So managers are tending to take unexperienced but yet people who are having good skills rather than well experienced and very good hard skill knowledge but with less other needed skills. This makes us to understand that we have to parallelly inculcate hard skills and also soft skills during our learning process. Because it's not like, okay, up to here, I will first learn my subjects and then I will start learning all the soft skills. It doesn't happen like that. So everything should go hand in hand, because one is compensating the other, one is strengthening the other. Where have to we start from? It is, as they say, self-recognition is the first step to improvement. So if you want to improve, then it's like first we have to realize that, yes, I am lacking in these skills. So my presentation today, my session today will help you to just see and have just list out what are the following skills that you have and what else can you concentrate or take up to work on and also enhance. So what are those soft skills? Before going into that, from our what's a worldwide accepted kind of soft skill sets, in our Indian mythology also, there is something, a context that is told about soft skills. So here is a list of skills that in Ramayana it is quoted that a person, to be a perfect person, or if someone is improving in their character and in their personality, it is these 8 skills that they have to acquire. That is what they said. So what are the first one is buddhi, intelligence. You have to work on your cognitive skills. Then balam, that means strength. There should be physical strength. Yashah means what is your social recognition. So identity, in the social identity. Next, dhairyam, it means courage. And nirbhayatvam. Nirbhayatvam actually, dhairyam means courage. Again, nirbhayatvam means not having fear. So not having fear is not courage. So here we can consider it as a person free from hesitation to do something or to tell something, to share something. Okay, so that is something related to the communication skills. Whereas arogata, someone who should be free from diseases, free from negative things. So this can be considered as a positive attitude. Whereas ajajam, someone who is not ready to move. So someone who is stagnated. So you should be free from stagnation. You should be free from stagnation. You should develop a quality that is free from stagnation. So we can consider this thing as some change management. Whereas vak patutvam means the way you express your communication skills, your speaking skills. So this is what we call in our culture as Ashtasiddhi. So Ashtasiddhi means these are the 8 siddhi, means the things, the skills that one has to acquire. That is what quoted in our mythological texts. So whereas coming to our the things we generally talk, soft skills, if I have to say, there are n number of theories and n number of lists of soft skills that are suggested for people. And also the list varies. The components of the list varies from industry to industry, person to person, age group to age group also. So there is a huge list. I have come across an article where one of our Indian writers has listed out 60 skills that are to be practiced, or that are to be enhanced, that are to be trained by every individual throughout their life. So the list is so big. Let me confine it to the level of student. So what are appropriate for students? We should definitely start with communication skills if we are talking about soft skills, because communication skills is one such soft skill which we cannot see independently. This skill is like a must thing, independent of whatever the industry, independent of whatever the stage, age everyone is. Being able to communicate in the right way, in the right time, with right gestures, with right appropriate words, with right emotion is something very, very necessary in every part of life, in every walk of life, with everyone that we interact in our life. Such an important skill is this communication skill. Then the next one is a critical and structured thinking skill. We should be able to expect what are the other alternatives, what are the other things. If I have a goal, as what we say, having a goal is a great thing, wonderful, but how do you reach your goal? If you have several number of tasks, yes, you have accepted doing a lot of number of tasks, but okay, how do you do it one after the other? What first, what next? So there should be a structured thinking. If you know something happens through a process, then what is the process? What is the first step of it? What is the second step of it? So there should be a structure in our thought process. Third one is the creative skills, very, very important. And we all are encouraging our generation right from their childhood to be more creative, to come up with new ideas, because only that things can go forward. Next, a time management skill, a compulsory skill, again, like communication skill. It is necessary for every person, right from a student to someone who is lying in the bed. For both of them, time management is important, right? Because the one who is lying in the bed, it is also important for them to take their medicines, to have their food, to take the enough rest according to the time schedule that they have designed for themselves. If they don't manage them properly, even their health is going to deteriorate. So it's like even for a newly born child also, time management is important, right? So they have to be fed, they have to be given the food, they have to be taken care, they should have the enough sleep, everything. You know, it's like time management is something, it will exist, it will stay, it has to stay, and it has to be taken care of at every part of our life. Next, teamwork. We are all a team. Everyone who works is like a team. So again, when we will see what are the things that are there in the team in the next slides. So leadership skills. One has to take up the leadership. Someone has to start from somewhere. And the change management, lot of things to happen. We say that the change is the only constant thing. So when such thing happens, how to manage ourselves, how to accept that. Positive attitude. So nothing can happen if we are not looking about something in a positive attitude. Because even if you get a big lottery also, if you have won a big lottery also, you should know that you should be able to appreciate it. So if you are a person who can see negative things in everywhere, now they will create tension or stress, right? Whereas interpersonal skills, yeah, someone has raised the hand, something I have to ask. Yeah, Preeti Son, is something you have to ask? Okay. Yeah, so next one is intrapersonal skills. There are few things that we have to learn how to manage, the things that are within ourselves. They are like the group of things, like we have in every person, there exist so many other individuals. So there are a lot of things that now these people have to be negotiating, trained, and addressed upon. So those are intrapersonal skills and interpersonal skills. Interpersonal, what is our relation with others, or social skills. Decision making skills, how do you take a decision. And crisis management or failure management, we can prefer crisis management rather than failure management. These things. So these are basically some 12 different skills that we can categorize. Again, every skill is again having different things in it. So when it comes to communication skills, so communication skills, what you talk is very, very important. Language proficiency. We all know that every individual of this generation has to excel a minimum of 2 to 3 languages. One, our own mother tongue. Second one, the global language. And the third one should be a language that we are ready to learn and understand, that is prevailing in the workplace. Maybe like today you belong to a particular state, but you have moved to different state, another state. We cannot demand there that either you speak in my mother tongue or a global language, English. There may be a lot of people, lot of a team, lot of other people who can only converse in their own mother tongue or the regional language. So we should have that ability, that openness, that learning attitude to at least know the basic things of that language. Now, when you converse with someone in their own language, that is the first step of your social relation. Always when you go to some place and start talking in their mother tongue, people do get close faster. So that's a wonderful trust factor. That's a wonderful friendly factor that we can develop. So communication skills, language proficiency is very important. And how do you speak it? When we talk about proficiency, it's like the dialects. Whenever you take up a language, we should be careful about the dialects. We should be careful about the pronunciation. Yes, some languages which we are not used right from the childhood, yes, we may pronounce it with few mistakes in the early stages, but we should also be careful that how do we pronounce it. There should be a clarity in the words that we talk. There is a funny story that we generally can quote here, that it's about how clear are you in your speaking skills, like how clear do you converse or communicate. So there's a funny story that from Ramayana, that the Ravanasura and his brother Kumbhakarna and Vibhishana, all the three were asked to go for tapa. I mean, go for just to practice tapa for 10,000 years by her mother. This was ordered by her mother. So all the three go to forest and start doing their meditation. They start praying for God, Brahma. So Brahma comes after 10,000 years of their rigorous meditation. And of course, when he comes to Ravanasura, he asks that like I should not die in the hands of any of these people, etc., etc. He gives all the list. He gives a specific list of all those people whom he felt that he is threatened or he has a chance that they can attack, and he just he estimates human beings as inferior to him. So he thinks that according to his existence or his stature, humans are inferior. So he just what we say underestimate is what something he does. So he leaves only that option, and you can see that he has ended, his story is ended only by that person whom he has underestimated in the start. Okay, so leaving Ravanasura, then the other one is Vibhishana. Vibhishana tells that okay, I don't want to be, though I am born as Rakshasa, but I yet want to be very, very genuine. I want to have a pure and proper dharma life. So I don't want anything. I just want to be on the side of righteousness. Wherever I am, I just want to be on the side of righteousness is what he asks. And that is given, that is granted to him. Whereas the third one, Kumbhakarna. Now it's a turn of Kumbhakarna. He thinks that he also wants to ask something like his brother Ravanasura, because he also belongs to the Rakshasa Jati. So he says that I should be able to kill anyone and everyone who comes on my way. To do that, I should be a person who doesn't have any empathy on others. Daya, kindness. Okay, so if I have some kindness, I will just think that, so let me make me as a person who doesn't know kindness at all. Then I will be able to uh, just conquer anyone who comes in my way. In that way, I can be a world champion. That is what thinking all these things he wanted to ask, like nirdaya, nirdaya. He has to tell 3 times that nirdaya, nirdaya, nirdaya means lack of kindness, lack of kindness towards others. But what happens is, as he loses, he doesn't have this, he has some poor communication skills, poor pronunciation skills. His pronunciation is not so good. So what he tells is, instead of nirdaya, he says niddara, niddara, niddara. So what does it mean? Niddara in Telugu means sleep. So instead of asking lack of kindness, he just trembles, he just cannot able to just speak it, pronounce it as it is, and he says niddara, niddara. What does it mean? The sleep. So as he asked for sleep, he is granted sleep, and that is why Kumbhakarna sleeps for all the time. So this is a story. We say that even when you do rigorous hard work, when you are not able to communicate it properly, then all your hard work is in vain. So we can learn this from that story, this thing from that story. So whatever you do, whatever, how much hard work you do, whatever the things you have put in, but you should be able to communicate it properly. Otherwise, that always sends a wrong message to the other party. So language proficiency, pronunciation, speaking skills are very, very important. At the same time, listening skills are also very, very important. They say that don't listen to reply, listen to understand. This is something every one of us has to inculcate. It happened sometime that we had a training session, and there were a group of people. So we were asked by our professor that how many of you think that you have good listening skills? So every one of us has raised the hands thinking that, okay, I listen to music a lot. Someone said that I listen to stories very nicely. I listen to all interviews. I have very good listening skills. Then he handed us a sheet of paper that has some psychological tests that will test on our ability of listening. So that skills of listening. So we were given a set of questions, and we had to answer all those, and there was a score sheet. And to our surprise, almost 98% of that group was declared as people having very poor listening skills. The listening skills, so we always think that we are very good listeners. But if you are listening, already having a thought or an opinion or some decision or already something in your mind, and yet you are listening, then that is not right listening. When we are listening, we should listen just to listen and understand. Only then we can understand what the other person is trying to communicate to us. So this is how listening skills we should always think, test on ourselves about. So listening skills are very, very important for students, because students are given right instructions. It is very important for those who join their jobs also. People in their hierarchy, they give them proper instructions, but when they are not ready to listen and understand them properly, it's always a huge gap between the expectation versus reality. And writing skills are very, very important. We do think that we understood something, but how much we are able to put it back in using the right words and the right expression. Writing skills are very, very important. It is suggested for all the students to learn how to write something that they have known properly. Nowadays, we are seeing that a lot of workshops, very, very small duration workshops are also conducted in writing, in content writing, in effective email writing, in effective resume preparation, because it is also very important that whatever you are expected what is expected from the other person, that should be there in your written form. That should be there in the written form. What is there in the written form becomes a credible thing. That becomes a proof Something we can talk so much, but when something is on paper, then it becomes a credible proof. So writing it, documenting something is very, very important. So speaking skills, we have also discussed that one, that how do you speak tells lot of things. It tells about your character, it tells about your acceptance of the people, it tells about yourself, your opinions, it tells about your emotional balance, it tells about your agreeableness, it tells about your social skills. Lot is communicated through what is spoken. At the same time, having said that, a lot is communicated with the silence also. So silence speaks more than words. So verbal communication and non-verbal communication. In non-verbal communication, body language or gestures play a very important role. When did language start? Just if we can just think back, go back and think. When did language would have started? Like think about the early man living in the caves. So they didn't have any language, but they would have definitely communicated with other people. They would have told that here it is cold, there it is fire, don't come here, snake is there tiger is about to come. Something they would have communicated. So though they didn't have any language, they would have communicated, they had communicated something with each other. So communication happened, language came later. Then how did they communicate? It is all by gestures, it is all by body language. Very small thing we can do, a fun activity. Like if I think that now I have started the session and I am still in doubt that whether my voice is audible or not. So I ask you that is my voice audible? I ask you, is my voice audible? Then you all people who are seeing me are not able to unmute your devices and then tell me that my voice is audible or not. Then you try to tell it in the form of some gestures. Right now, if any of you or few of you say that no, your voice is very much audible. Someone tells like that, no, your voice is very much audible. Good, go on. I'll get confused. Though your words say that my voice is audible, yet if I look at you and if I see you nodding your head this way, then my brain first catches this signal rather than the words you speak. I'll still get it out. I will again ask, because your head is saying that no, it is not audible. Your mouth is saying that yes, it is audible. What will my brain first catch up is the gesture, not the words. So again, the person will ask. If you want, you can just try this on another people, any other also. Try to tell something and act exactly in the opposite way. Let the other person observe that whether the person will catch up the information that is communicated verbally or non-verbally. It's always the non-verbal communication that is received more effectively by the other people. So how do we stand? How do we walk? While talking, while expressing something, while saying something, how do we stand? How do we show our hand gestures? Where do we place our hands? Where do we place our legs? These are all very important, particularly when you are attending some seminars, when you are giving some seminars, when you are attending interviews, when you are in a team and you are trying to interact with the team. Body language plays a very, very important role. There are few small body things that we can learn, like whenever if you are in a class, if you're a student, if you're in a class, someone is trying to explain you. If you are sitting like this if you are sitting with your hands folded one on another like this, so we can see some people sitting like this, right? Whatever you say, they just sit like this, and also one leg on the other leg. And the other person keeps on trying to tell something, and these people, though they nod their head. So according to psychology, that says that the other person is not receiving anything. They are just nodding their heads, but they are not ready to accept what is being told, or they are not ready to understand, or they are not ready to think that, okay, this is something worthy, let me also listen and learn something. No. So you should closing of your both the hands one over the other, locking your hands and locking your legs is a wrong body gesture when it comes to formal setup. When you are in your personal space, it is never no constraints. But when you are in a classroom environment, when you are before your hierarchy, maybe it's your professors or if your employers or someone, always remember that don't have your leg on leg and hand on hand. Just keep it open, keep the hands open. That shows that you are open to learn. There are few body gestures that are observed in the interview skills also. So everyone should be very, very particular about these things. So some unwanted gestures, some unwanted shakes, or shook ups, what we say, you shrug yourself, or your facial expressions when someone is trying to say something, any doubtful facial expression can definitely disturb the mind of other. Unwanted smile, you might be thinking something, you would have smiled for something, but when the other person who is trying to communicate with you something, so unwanted, so wrong time smiles, wrong time gestures will always put us in problems. So it's very important regarding body language. And presentation skills, it's very important that how do you present yourself, present your work. Think that your mother has cooked all the delicious dishes. All the delicious dishes are cooked in your home, but they are to be served also properly. If just she puts a plate and keep all the dishes one over the other, will you be able to eat? You cannot eat. Even if it is served 3 or 4 in a minimum quantity, but if they are served properly, you can eat and you can fulfill your appetite. But if they do 100 things, but all the 100 things are just kept one on the other, you cannot eat. It's also, you may have so many things in your mind, you may have so much talent, you may have so much of information to tell, but that is to be presented properly. So we, as students, we see that many times they are given proper guidelines to present something. Let it be through paper, let it be through PowerPoints, or let it be through videos, let it be through an experiment or something. We should understand that and try to present our things in different various forms. That will really help. And paraphrasing is also one good communication skills that we have to see. We see in every corporate and non-corporate meetings, we see that someone is asked to write the minutes of meeting. It's very important, because again, though all have participated in the meeting, yet this minutes of meeting draft will go to each and every employee, because that's a proof. Then you should be able to summarize the things, should be able to, then this person who is writing the minutes of meeting should also have the listening skills, should also have the writing skills. It's like they should have the both. And also they paraphrase, because that should be kept short. Minutes of meeting should be kept short, so you should know how to paraphrase it. In the same way, discussion is also a good communication skill. There is a difference between discussion and debate. Discussion is, I tell my opinion, you tell your opinion, we both will learn from each other. Let us give our own perspectives, let us give our own directions, let us see what is the best among both of our opinions, and let us go with the things that we felt this can be better than what I have come up. So anyone, all those people who are participating in a discussion, there should definitely be a raise in the cognitive levels by the end of the discussion. If there is a raise in their emotional levels after the discussion, it means that it's not a discussion, it's a debate. So exchange of knowledge should happen. That is how we should know how to talk to a group of people, stand with our own opinion, but yet not being aggressive. So that is the beauty of this discussion skills. Coming to the critical and structured thinking. Logical thinking is very, very important. Just because someone has told, people do not do, of course. After reaching to particular age, definitely we always encourage ourselves to just think what might be the reason. Without a reason, no one does anything. But yet there are a few things where we may not have time or energy or interest to think that why is this being asked to do, or what would have been the motto of them asking me to do this. We don't have that clarity. Whatever we understood, we try to do. So there, the logic is missing. So logical skills, in the same way, reasoning skills should be able to give the right reasoning. Rational thinking is like a proof related other opinion, that all possible opinions with the right proofs. Whereas lateral thinking is something like all the alternatives that can happen. Anything can happen. So you all would have heard this very, very, very common question that there are 10 crows on a floor. Now, one bullet is shot to one crow. Then how many are left over? Such question we were asked by many people in our childhood also. So there can be n possible options of this story to continue. We can see even they say that the crow that is died that will only stay back on the floor. All the remaining 9 will flew away because of the sound. Again, if among those 9, if there may be 2 crows which have a hearing problem, then they will not hear the bullet, so they will stay back. Then it will be 3. So there are, if you can continue, it will be like so many options that are possible. So that is lateral thinking. Next, problem solving. This is very, very important. It is very easy to say that some plan doesn't work. Great. Then if that plan doesn't work, then how can we make it work out? How can we work it out? What are the things that has to be done to solve the problem? We have to come up with because every problem has a solution. So definitely we should be able to develop those skills to travel towards the solution of the problem, not just stating only where the problem is. Now, critical and structured thinking also includes analytical skills. Having a proper analyzing skills are very, very important. Analytical skills, particularly in those fields which have random changes happening in their fields. So analytical skills will help them to develop their intellectual capabilities. It will help them to come up with new ways. It will help their creativity also. So being able to analyze what is the reasons, what are the pros, what are the cons, what is the root cause of some problem. So will be who has gone wrong. Is it the person, or is it the process, or where, at what point in the process? This all comes under analytical skills. And if we are able to do that, then we can address something at the right point to the right person. Next, research. Before we talk something, before we tell something, enough amount of research should be done, particularly for students, because in a particular age, to a particular age, we are very much we trust our people who are the people around us. We trust their words a lot. So when someone says something over the air, whatever we hear, if we just think that is the right opinion, or that is the final opinion, then it will be very difficult for us to go to the right direction. So everyone has to have this habit of doing research about anything before they take a decision. Evaluation is also very, very important. So evaluation, self-evaluation, the same way process evaluation, or whatever, if they have gone wrong somewhere, even if they have succeeded also, how much was the percentage of success? What are the factors that have helped for the success? Because they can work on those factors more. So review what has happened. Just like an eagle, you should be able to fly high and look at the whole process properly. Then you will know more. Because if you are just within the process and just look around, maybe few potholes, few holes may not be, or gaps may not be visible in the process. So if you are able to have a aerial view of anything, of a plan, of a schedule, of a task or something, will be able to understand it better. And observation skills is very, very important for people who are particularly into this field of marketing or humanities or social sciences. Observation is very important, because the more they observe, the more they learn. Observation is like a silent learning. Just staying calm and observing things happening around you will also give you a lot of information. And coming to creative skills help the students to design something. Simple, that if someone is given a task, a project is given, so they should be able to design the task. Because whenever they are given a task, only the aim of the task is explained to them, that's all. So they should be able to design a model for them. And brainstorming, creativity comes from brainstorming. So you should, now brainstorming can be done individually within themselves or with a group of people. What are the different possibilities? What can happen? So the brainstorming is like you are pushing all your cognitive or intelligence factors to all possible directions. Try to see the things, all possible things. So brainstorming will come up with some wonderful ideas where one individual may not have realized. And planning, as I told, so you should be able to plan when, where, who, how everyone is involved in a process. Experimenting is very important. Again, experimenting gives you a lot of creative results. We all might have been those students who, when once taken to the chemistry lab, so we are clearly told that this is what you take solution A in test tube B, solution A in test tube 1 and solution B in the test tube 2. We would have given very clear instructions, but yet 80% of the students will definitely go to something chemical C, which is neither in the test tube nor in the list also. They'll go there, they'll try to mix and find out something, the different colors they see, the different fumes that they come, that will excite them. They will try to draw some conclusions from that one. This enthusiasm is again the mother of creativity. Should be able to, that again, creativity also supports enthusiasm. Having enthusiasm will bring a lot of energy, involvement, being committed to the task. So having some positive energy towards the task. This is how every skill is compensating the other. And the creative thinking out of comfort zone should definitely come out of. They say that the adventure of life starts when the comfort ends. We're happy with whatever we are, wherever we are, with whomever we are, in whatever position we are, then we will never come out of comfort zone. Then definitely opportunities or success or any other things, other incentives will not come knocking our door. We should just go out and go out of our comfort zone and think. This is very important for not only for students, for all team members, for everyone, because we may see, like when you are made into a team to work on one particular thing, what human mind generally thinks, immediately we will just look at the team, we will just see the people and think that who is my friend, with whom will my rapport be good, with whom I am not so good at, this with whom I had the latest fight. So can I can I team up with this person? No, let me better choose that other person, because we both have good like-mindedness. So when two people have the same like-mindedness, have the same thoughts and have the same thing, then there is no use of people working together, because anyway two minds are thinking in the same way, then obviously only one result is going to come. But if you are teaming up with some person who is completely having different mindset, different ideology, then two things will come out. So two possibilities will come out, two alternatives will come out. So comfort zone is not just physical comfort or something. It's like the accommodation, the social accommodation that we give to others. That is very important. And other one is out of the box thinking. You all would have known about this company called Kevin Care. Kevin Care, yes. So Kevin Care used to produce a shampoo called Velvet. This was quite famous, Velvet shampoo. So in 90s or so, Kevin Care has come up with this out-of-box thinking that has changed the whole shampoo industry. What was that? What was that out-of-box thinking? Is that they have introduced small sachet packing of shampoo. Till then, anywhere in the world, not only in India, anywhere in the world, shampoo was always packed in bottles only. That was sold only in bottles. Whereas only first time in India, they started packing is in sachet. So that brought their market share to very high level, because it became an affordable product. Not only regarding their sales, it even brought a huge cultural change, because people who are not able to afford that kind of shampoo kind of thing, because thinking that this is chemical or something, or because of its cost, or because of some other synthetic material, if they thought, they were always going with the traditional methods of their hair bath system. But once, when this was available in sachet, people have shifted their methods from traditional to new innovative ways. That is how it even has brought a big habitual change also in people. So that is a huge revolution and a good case study for out-of-box thinking. There are n number of examples like this where people have thought creatively, and that has brought a huge revolutionary change. So creativity is not just thinking out about something which has a possibility level less. No, creativity is about intelligence, having fun. Have fun, but with intelligence. Then coming to time management. So time management is included with the planning the tasks properly. What are the tasks? What is the time limits? How much time do I have? How many things I can do? And giving a end time to something is very important. I want to write a very good article. Nice. I want to write a very good project. I want to submit my project in a wonderful way. Yes, good. But in what time will you do that? Should also be able to meet the time deadlines. Then always it happens by choosing the priorities, because we are human beings. We have a lot of things to do. We have a lot of thoughts to do. We have so many entertaining things to do. We have so many distractions to do that will disturb us. There are so many things that happen in us, around us, but we can be able to complete our things only if we are able to choose the priorities. Then allocation, then categorization and utilization. It's like where do you allocate what and how much time do you allocate some task for. Nowadays we are seeing a lot of apps developed even that will help us to allocate our tasks and time. Like it has if you give your schedules, your availability, and if you enter the task, it will say that this time is available in your schedule, and you can accommodate this person or this task or this work in this particular time. And also categorizing what is important, what is urgent, what is significant, what is needed, what is not needed, which I can avoid. This categorize is very important, and utilize every minute is very important, because even if you have very next is the teamwork. Teamwork is again, everyone says, everyone knows, it's very, very, very important. Teamwork is important. When we are a team member, we should be able to be a very good team member, even if we are in a leadership position, or even if we are in a follower position. So if you have been a very good leader earlier, but now if you have to be just a team member following some other instructions, we should be able to accept it and do our responsibility properly, do our actions properly, and whether it is right or wrong, try to take the responsibility. As the biographic stories of people say, that if something success happened, then give that credit to all others. Take the responsibility of that mistake. That is the true leadership quality. Even if as a team member also, it is very, very important to take the responsibility of our actions. And negotiation, think that you have a different idea, the other person is having a different idea. Then when the task has to move forward, it's like you should be able to come to a particular point, the other person should be able to come to the other point. If both are stubborn in their own stance, then what happens is the work gets stagnated. It gets stuck somewhere, and it can never move forward. So you should be able to negotiate with people. Now you should be ready to get negotiated also. You should be ready to negotiate with other people also. It's not like I will tell you the logic, whether if you agree, you do it, otherwise it's okay, up to you. Every time it may not be possible that if you leave to the other person, and it's okay that if even the task is not being done, it's not right. We want few tasks to be done, so we have to negotiate. And persuasion is like convincing the other person with the right logic and with the right reasoning. That is persuasion. So you see very the persuasion techniques will start even from a layman also. Like you go to somewhere, a shop or something, you just you express that, okay, this may not be right price that you are saying. When we say like that, the salesperson comes and says that no, this is the right quality, their product is like this, our product is like this is costly because of these things. They have a big list of things that will make us convinced that yes, this product is worth of this price. So those persuasion techniques are the hard skills for that particular kind of industry, whereas it is soft skill for us. Because if we are a team member, if you have some opinion differences even with your team member, whether they are down in your hierarchy system or above in your hierarchy system, in both the ways you should be able to convince them if you think that your point is right. A few other soft skills include leadership qualities. So a leader should have a vision. A leader, if they have just an opinion, it is not enough. They should have a vision, because their vision is clear, only then the other people will be ready to follow them, will be ready to trust their plans or other things. So leadership we can inculcate by having good vision, by taking up a project management things. Right from the student age, you can take up some project, you can take up a particular responsibility, then plan it, then select a few people in your team, allocate them, delegate them the right work, convince them, give proper communication to them that what they have to do, then train them, give the team the right training, what someone has to do, what they have to do, when they have to do, how they have to do. If they can give the right training, and then it's not like you delegate the leader has people and he's sitting there. No. So your team will get inspired, your team will get active only when the leader himself or herself is active. A leader should always lead by example. Leadership, as everyone says, is not a power. It's not just a position, it's a responsibility. So the one who is doing the responsibility only has the right to direct others to do or fulfill their responsibilities. Next comes the change management. It is very important for change management, because sometimes if we are not able to manage this change, that will lead us to stress. For example, think that a student who is studying in a particular state or in a particular area for few continuous years, and then suddenly he has to move to another place where the culture is different, language is different, his friends are different, institution is different, syllabus is different, everything is different. Then first, what should they concentrate on? Should they concentrate on the list of things that differ from their previous places? Should they concentrate on the disturbances that they have to face or disappointments that they have? What should they concentrate? So first thing they have to concentrate is adaptation. Understand this environment, understand this, accept this environment. Just try to imbibe in this, learn from this, get adjusted to this. That will help you to get back into your energy position very fast. We will see that even very good professionals also, who are in a very good positions, earning well, because of some reasons, when their job is replaced to some other company, they choose not to go there, or they choose to change the job. So again, when they change the job, once they change the job, they are again not comfortable in a completely new environment, because already they have acquired their own working style, they have their own team. Again, they have to build up all the team activities, all the team building activities, again make their own team. So it's like something you are compromising in the other skill you have to work on. Then change management will help you to change the threats to opportunities. For example, if someone is in a teaching field, wherever they are working, maybe their pay is less, then they have to move to a bigger institution to get a good pay. But there are a lot of threats to them while going there, because they should know who are there in hierarchy, what is their kind of communication, how is that environment. It's not only financial thing, there are again so many other things that are related to that. But once if they accept that, let me go for this change, that change will help me to widen my my capabilities, it will expand my horizons. If I do that, that will be good. If they think and then go there, then for whatever they again change into new opportunities. Maybe those skills that were present in this person were not enhanced or accommodated or appreciated in the previous institution, but here there may be good people who will appreciate that one. So they can change the threats to opportunities. And if you want to manage the change properly in a positive way, it's always upgradation is very much needed. Now during COVID time, we are giving a lot of training sessions to people who have lost their jobs in due to COVID conditions. We are asking them to upgrade their technical skills, because at lot of other people, whether it be students, whether it be teachers, whether it be people of other industries, they have not used this technology or this computer or the Zoom applications or whatever is like video things, PowerPoints, etc., etc. There was never a need for them to do all these things, but now things have changed, and this is going to continue anyway. This technical our dependence on technical things is definitely going to continue. So it's very much needed for person of any particular background to upgrade their technical skills. So not only to upgrade the technical skills, it is very important anywhere to upgrade the things, and resilience is something we need. Sometimes the change may not be desirable, that may not be something which we wished for or we are comfortable for. Then even then we should not lose ourselves. We should fight back. We should be ready to accept the change and then move on. That is what we call as a resilience. Then positive attitude. For positive attitude, we should be open-minded, hopeful about the future, and accept people, things, thoughts, cultures, styles, everything as how they are. That is what positive attitude. Think that everyone has their own virtue. Everyone is their own, everything has its own pros and cons. So let me concentrate on the pros and let me not look on magnify the cons. That is a right positive, hopeful attitude, accepting and internal and external motivation. There we should always find some motivating factors, whether it is from outside or whether it is within us. Motivation is like every day you take a it's like you take a vitamin tablet, right? So you motivate yourself either by reading good books, by listening to some good people, or you have your own thoughts, you journal your own thoughts, you think about your own goals, you get clarity about your own thoughts. Then that is also a good motivating thing that will lead you to a positive attitude. And interpersonal skills will get developed, interpersonal, something within us. So when we have right goals, goals with right clarity, that will help us to better in our interpersonal skills. Introspection, what I am doing, what I am thinking, am I doing it correct or not, without any judgmental factors. If we are able to analyze ourselves, evaluate ourselves properly, then that will help us to improve our interpersonal skills, because things like jealousy, things like insecurities, things like against thing for some other person, prejudgmental attitudes, etc., will not make us feel good first about ourselves, whether we display it on our face and express it to other people, and first we ourselves will not feel good. That will decrease even our health also. So introspection, stress management techniques include interpersonal skills also. How do you manage your stress? What do you think are your coping mechanisms? What are your triggers for stress? Have you known it or not? These if you know it, if you are able to manage it, then your interpersonal skills are going to get better. And self-esteem, never compare with any other person. What you are is what you are. Try to better yourself, be a better version of yourself, but not try to be some other person. If we know it, we may know it in words, but if we accept it within us, then it's a good sign of our interpersonal skill. And integrity, everyone has their own values, their own principles. When anytime we have to work against our principles or against our values, that will definitely make our situation bad. Though we are present there, there's a good quote that you cannot improve your interdependent systems and process until you progressively perfect interdependent and interpersonal relationships. Like if you are a part of a system, or if you are a part of a group of systems, so there is an interdependency between one system to the other system. So that will never happen properly. That will never go in the right way unless you also work on your relationships. So these are social skills. How do you behave with others? Exchange of ideas, collaborative learning, I have learned from you. Those who are listening, if you are a person who has traveled in early late and early 90s in trains in a general compartment, so that is the best way of collaborative things. There's a beauty that people of different states, different places, they do all travel for a long distance. Now the converse, because then mobiles were not there, so it was like either reading the newspaper or the book that you have brought with you. That's all. Later, slowly, what starts is like conversation. Where are you from? Okay, where are you from? What are you? What do you do? Where do you belong to? What are the good things there? What do you eat? What do we eat? So there is a lot of cultural exchange that happens in this informal conversation, and we come to know about those places, the big things, small and big things, right from the conversation. It's a good cultural exchange. I have seen like people start sharing their recipes, also writing down the things, good books. Oh, I read this, you read this, I visited this, okay, you visited this. Later, we will also. So their travel list changes, their recipes gets exchanged, their all the other things get exchanged. Even there were people who even exchange their postal address, and they write even letters after even after the journey. So that is how well the social skills were there when there was very less technology that could interconnect the people. But when we have when the whole globe has become into a small village, and when we know it is very easy to know each other, then this interpersonal relationship should be more better as compared to earlier. So this will come only by respecting others' opinions. Respecting others' opinion, because having a different thought and having a diversified thought is very important. Knowing about these two things is very important. People have different opinions. Look it as diversified thoughts. Don't look it as differences. So when we say differences, it's like we develop some sort of negativity on people, or we start creating some unfriendly nature with them, because see, I think that you don't subscribe to my opinion, so you are different, I am different. No, it's not like that. We have to think that people are diversified, because anyone who is thinking something has a thought process or has a behavioral thing or a habit to do. It is not just in a one day like that. It again depends upon so many other factors, right from their childhood, their parenting, families, the culture, environment, religious, so many things. So just on a word or a sentence, you can never say that this person is different from me, so I don't have good rapport with this person, or I don't want to have a good relation with this person. That is not the right way. That's not a right skill also to deal with people. And being aware is very, very, very important. Awareness. Nowadays we see that a lot of people who are very well successful in careers and other things, they don't know the basic awareness, how to behave with other people in their team, how to respect what is the distance, physical distance that they have to maintain while talking, whether other person is comfortable or not, what is a joke that has to be cracked, what is a joke that should not be cracked, what is abuse, what is workplace abuse, what is workplace harassment, what comes under harassment, what comes under pressure, what comes under employee kind of things that should be known. If someone does according to whatever their mind says, and later they say that I don't know all these things, that is not, no one will accept it. So we should be aware of a few things whenever we are dealing with the people. Decision making, again, it's very, very important. Decision making. So think of the alternatives. When we are thinking of the alternatives, there are so many complex things. Things may not be straight and clear and one thing to do. There may be several complexities, but you should be able to calculate the risk. Okay, when I am coming up with a new innovative idea, I have decided to do this one. Then before taking the decision, before keeping the decision into action, everyone should have what is the risk thing that can happen. At least calculation, because we again will be ready for that disaster management. If something happens, huge loss, then how can we cope up with this? So what are the factors that will help me? Then if I succeed in this decision, what will happen? If I don't succeed in this who are those people who will get affected? Because when the decision is right decision and things happen very smoothly, a lot of people may get benefited. But when something goes wrong, then also we should not say that, okay, the bad effect is on you, but if this would have happened, right, then you would have benefited. Now bear this also. That is not the right way of a leader or a team member to take the decision upon. So it should be like when an unexpected failure happens, then the effect of it should be minimized. Whereas if it has succeeded, then the benefits should be multiplied among or shared between lot of people. That is how the factor for a decision must be there. Here I'll tell you one more case study. There was a company called Mangalore Refinery. You can see that refinery even now present between Mangalore and Udupi. Mangalore Refinery. Somewhere in the 90s, that company was in a sick industry form, like it was about to collapse. Then Mehta, R.K. Mehta, was the person who has taken over the company. But by the time he has taken over the company, it is already in huge losses, and there was no single hope for that company to come back to its position. But yet he has taken that guts, that decision that I will take it up and done. So what he has done here is very creatively, that innovative thinking or drawing a new alternative. What he did was, instead of recruiting new employees, what he did was he has taken up the support of retired employees. So he has taken a group of people who have already retired from their services. Now, people who have retired their services, they are not much worried about how much they are paid. It's about they want a way to put their experience to work on, because they are like in that self-actualization position. It's not like their basic need. They are like they want things to work on, because only then their experience, their understanding will have a fruitful result. So he has taken those people, made a team, and then started working. Along with that, he also saw, because taking them, hiring them has brought his employee salary level to a very, very, very affordable level, first thing. And second, what he did is, after few months, he observed that that refinery is getting a lot of electricity bill. That is itself, the electricity bill itself is a huge burden on the economy, on the finance of the industry. Then what he did was, he has come up with another alternative model, that the refinery will produce its own current. During 90s, that was a path-breaking thought, and it did not that was not taken up even by the biggest industries in our country. He was the first person who had that gut feel. For that, he has to set up the electrical plant. He had to bring all those people, things, take the decision, calculate the risk and other things. But he has invested something on that. But whatever he has invested has not gone vain, because he could cope up his electrical bills and again bring down his expenses on electricity. So that is how he has made some drastic decisions, some path-breaking decisions, some out-of-box thinking, and yet having the right risk management and risk calculation. He has gone into proper structured critical thinking, and after a few years, that has come out of the crisis, and even now that Mangalore refinery is running very, very successfully. So this is a beautiful example of someone believing in something and taking the decision in the right way, and then doing the right methods, taking the right steps, but yet going with some creative and path-breaking decisions. So this is something really very inspiring example for decision making, for creative thinking, for teamwork, for many other things. For as now we're about to say, that crisis management also. If you want to know about failure management, if you want to learn from our failures, it will always help us if you know the famous failures. When we read some famous failures, we get surprised that, oh, is it so? Then we get immediately the idea that what would have made them to think even after witnessing such a huge failures. So McDonald's, before the company was started, the people involved in them were like have faced n number of disasters, n number of investments, n number of losses, again closing that company, again starting something other, again it is not working. Even with KFC also, we know. So he started his company at the age of 60. Before that, he tried several number of ideas, and many of them some of them succeeded, many of them have got disaster results. But what happened was, with every disaster he could learn something. Now all these learnings together has brought at some point where all these learnings were again giving him all positive results. From there again his idea is appreciated, and he has his own stake in the industry. So what are the learnings that we can learn from the failures and perseverance? When once failure comes, only then our quality of whatever we say, I am determined, I am committed, I am just looking at my goal, all these words will have a value only when people try to still stand back and get committed to their goal. That is what perseverance. Whenever a failure happens, go for the causes. Don't go to the people. Don't go to the people, or don't look at the people are responsible for it. Look for the scenarios, look for the decisions, look for the process problems in the process. That is the right analysis we have to do regarding the failure. It is very easy that way. 4 people have planned something and something did not happen. It is very easy that you did not do that one because your result is not right. I could not continue with my work. So unless your result is correct, I cannot do my work. So it's like all about, it's very easy to say you and you and you. But that is what the failure management will tell us. Even that is again related to communication skills also, that being emotionally intelligent, not putting your emotions in the forefront, put your analytical skills in the right way. There is always there is a huge difference between expectation and reality that happens. When that happens, only we will learn the lessons of failure and failure management, and courage and wisdom is what going to help us. Hope for the future will help us to manage our failures properly. So here we have a few more points that soft skills are not at all a substitution of hard skills. Understand that I am a very good team member. I talk very nicely. I dress up very nicely. I have a good communication skills. I have a good linguistic skills. I am very positive person. I'm a very good team member. I can accept everyone's opinion. I just subscribe everyone's opinion. I am a good social person. I have cordial relationship with everyone. Now I joined Infosys and I even don't know how to write a code. So that is not right. So never, soft skills are never a substitution of hard skills. They only compensate, they only help. So hard skills are also needed. As I told you, without foundation, no building can withstand any beautiful building, but with a improper foundation, with a weak foundation, will never last. So hard skills are important. At the same time, soft skills are also very important. And soft skills development is a continuous process. Even if you have cracked a good job, even if you have become the manager, even if you become the CEO of the company also, even then, a lot of things are there that one has to think, enhance, and get trained about. Because when people, there is a good saying that the first thing people will lose after getting power is politeness. So that is a good saying. The first thing that people lose after getting power is politeness. It means they lack the communication skills. They think that they underestimate people. They don't respect others. They see that they are superior and someone other is inferior. So again, the person who has more power also has something or other to practice and enhance. So it's not just that you have reached to one particular goal or a milestone in your life and end. You need not practice anything. It's a continuous process. And these soft skills are not just for career purpose, or not just get to succeed in academic or other things. Soft skills start from the family, as I told you, because when we say teamwork, isn't family a team? Aren't we a team member? Can't we be a leader of our own team at times? Whenever it is the responsibility has to be taken, shouldn't we take up the responsibility? When we take the responsibility, is it not our responsibility again to convince all people, persuade all people, make people understand the things, make people follow a few rules? Isn't it important for us to do to understand the changes that are to be needed? And then if any particular change is to happen, then isn't not our responsibility to request other people to also accept the change and understand the change, the reason for the change? So it's like right from our personal life. It is also very, very important for us to make us to a better person, not only in our career, but in our family, our society, and also in our country. And along with the soft skills, along with hard skills, ethics is something very, very important because just if you have all the skills, you are a very good person, very team member, smiling face, good body language, health is there, you have a good position, you have all the technical knowledge, but yet you don't know, you don't have any principles, you don't have any values. When things come, you are very easy to slip towards something that is not appropriate or that causes harm to others. Then all these skills are of waste. So both these things should be wrapped around ethics, and ethics is a deliberate choice, conscious choice someone has to make. And developing various skills should not now when I say you should talk like this, when I say you should write like this, when we say that you should behave like this, when we say that you have to learn this, you have to do this, you have to see this, you have to work this, or all these things, doesn't mean that people are asking you or demanding you to be some other person which you are not completely. So learning soft skills or practicing soft skills or enhancing soft skills or any other skill in particular doesn't mean that that you are demanded to completely change into some other person where you lose your naturality. Why I'm saying this? Because whenever we see some people having some bad or not so good communicative skills, when we say that, see, you are talking like this, better you change your style of talking, then we see a lot of people say, no, it's my style. That's my natural thing. I don't want to change. I can't change because that is what I am. So we see people very, very reluctant to how they are not ready, because it's not that it is their natural thing. They don't want to change, or it is a problem with their thought process. It's a problem with their change management. So understand that being better, trying to be better, is not losing your naturality. At the same time, trying to be better, you need not completely lose yours also. It's like just becoming good to better and better to best. That's all. It's a process. So you just can be yourself and also be better yourself. Be yourself, but always better yourself. That is what the soft skills lesson tells us, and it will help us to be a better person, one after the day after day, year after year, and every time it will help us to be a better person, which again help us to have some good personality as a whole. So soft skills, when we do that, they enhance our personality. So the skills will help us like have a good walk. It's like towards our goal, but these skills will help us to have a good, decent, meaningful, purposeful walk towards our goal. So this is how soft skills for students can help and compensate and add upon or support their own hard skills also. So this is all from my side regarding soft skills. Hope this was useful. And I just want to say that every industry has its own hard skills and core skills, and core skills for hard skills for one particular industry, maybe soft skills for others, and soft skills for one particular industry may become hard skills. So when we don't know that where we are going to place or where we are going to settle down in the future, it is better that it is always better that we learn as much as we can, exchange our knowledge, learn better things, good things from each other, that we are ready to accept anything and learn anything and survive in the places that wherever we go. So thank you very much for giving your time and also giving me this opportunity, and hope this session was useful to you. Thank you.